practice when you're in front of your peers and you shouldn't be nervous, right? This is the time where we're focusing on our communication, all of those aspects. You can have fun while you're doing it.
I'm going to need you to do the picking for me.
With that, clicking?
Yeah, she pictured the
Plus I
class
have
naked
sound
before
effects
she's a
for
bunch of dudes.
Okay. So you
Extended
just let me know.
Alright, you got it.
Actually, I might have another student in charge of that just because I'm going to be making notes. So this is up and going if you have something to copy and paste. Otherwise,
I already got that.
Okay.
Put it at the end, like bibliography. He's got it.
Okay, where are we going, Ron? Perfect.
That's the last page.
Okay.
So, you're going to presentation.
Don't tell her where to go.
I'll tell you. Can I have a volunteer to help with Ron?
Nah,
I
got that.
Kids got that.
Woo!
Yes.
Participation marks.
All of it.
There it goes.
Alright, what I
And
do?
I'm going to let this
Okay.
one slide, guys, but just before Ron starts, can we all make sure we're in our uniforms,
so-
please? Except for Keegan, you can do it after.
Go down to here. We're going to start. I got my applause, look at that.
Don't kill me.
Okay, my presentation is on crime scene analyst. My lovely name there. Don't look at that, in case you get sick, okay?
Don't forget your disclaimer.
My disclaimer. What happened?
Your minute is going.
Yeah.
It's all good. Don't worry about the clock, guys.
Counting.
Okay, text. How a crime scene talks. When you go into your crime scene, you're looking around. What does it say to you? Is there stuff out of place? Okay? Look at, is there blood splatter all over the place, right? You gotta look at how maybe the crime happened. Okay, was it gunshot? Is there bullet shots? You know, is there a knife hanging around, something like that? Is there anything missing? Maybe the killer took what they used to perform the crime. Next. The equipment that you're gonna need when you're starting your scene. Get your white gloves, your booties. Your booties are essential with the gloves. Your fingerprint powder, so you can lift the fingerprints. Your flashlight, because sometimes you're gonna go in there, you got no lights happening. And maybe the guy or woman has cut the power so you can't see what's going on in there. You got your luminol. Your luminol will bring up blood that's maybe it was wiped away. Okay? Then the mask, because sometimes you're gonna go to a scene that's body's been there for a while, so you can't stand the smell. Your crime scene tape you're gonna need, so nobody else can go into that scene unless you've authorized that person to go in there. Okay, it's just what I just told you about, the booties. I mentioned the markers, the evidence markers, your print dust, your flashlight, your crime scene tape, your gloves. Sometimes you can need a magnifying glass. To get up there, you can't see the fingerprints. And there's your luminol. Usually it comes in capsules, and sometimes it comes in liquid. Now this is just a guesstimate. I was going through the internet, but this is basically a guesstimate. Anywhere from $20.40 an hour to $22 an hour, depending on how long you're going to be there. You could be there for 3 days. Okay, that will skyrocket. You can start getting paid your overtime, and you know it's in Canadian funds. The pros and cons. Well, your pro, giving the families knowledge of how the murder or suicide happened. You'll always say, I'm sorry for your loss. Always let them know that you're with them and you are feeling what they're feeling in their loss. Keeping yourself undistracted. I put down the cell phone on silent, but you might be doing the crime scene and your boss is going to call you and say, hey, you know, we got to go somewhere else. Somebody else can take care of this. Being honest, letting your victim's parents or brother or sister knowing that, you know, this is how I see it, but it's not etched in stone how it happened. Get a good reputation. So the next crime scene, they just pick up the phone and they're going to call you. You know, reputation means everything to that. Being professional. Don't go in there and be like a little kid in a sandbox. You know, you're trying to find things like that, right? Next, I have some videos. I have some pictures. All right. There is one that was actually a crime scene photo. So if you're a little bit, you know, stomach deprived. Yeah, okay. This one here, she got run over. her head just went boom, so there's nothing there. This is was actually taken from the Walking Dead, car running over a bunch of zombies. And more of the cons, making false accusations. Know what you're talking about. Making the families happy with what you found out, with your analyzing. Having the stomach. You got to have the stomach for this. Just turn around and go back out. Getting nauseous is the same as not having the stomach for it. Just you got to be there because people want to know what happened to their family member. Ian?
Whoops, I might have did too.
That's okay. Go ahead. Hey,
I don't know
okay,
how to
go
go
back.
Yeah, the back arrow's not working?
I don't know.
Just, it might go back one or it might go back two.
There you go.
Okay, potential dangers and risks. There's always a chance that when you're at the scene, the criminal will come back to see how your investigation is doing. Okay? Always be on your toes for that. Because your next analyst is going to be you they're looking at, how you died. Okay? So always be on your toes. Okay. This video is about the crime scene cleanup after the analyzing is all done. So let's take a look. This is another 5 minutes. You're going to take that mouse up to.
Depends on how we've got it set up there. There we go.
There we go on the old arrow.
After the call to 911,
You might want to hit
once
the
the
lights too,
cops
Ron.
and the lawyer are gone, things must be put back in order, even when things will never, ever be the same. It's gruesome work, but someone's got to do it. When a life ends in the worst possible way in the vicinity of Maryland or Washington, D.C., it's often a cue for Louise Burkhart to start work. Louise excels at a job few want, and even fewer could stand to do.
I go out to scenes of homicide, suicide, decomposed remains, or any kind of biological incident, and clean up and restore it to the situation that it was prior to the incident occurring. The first thing we do, obviously, is we observe the situation because every situation is totally different. Today, we're dealing with a suicide. Sorry to meet you like this. The lady that we're dealing with, her husband committed suicide. He had 3 children. Basically, what I'm going to do is go in and look at everything after I see exactly what we have to deal with. I'll go ahead and start working. Okay. Thank you very much.
Now Louise must grapple with the horrors that lie beyond the bedroom door. She focuses on the process.
Yeah, take your hand with that one, take it all in. And then we do is put the other sheets in the apple on that.
They must look closely. What seems to be a tiny stain
Turn it on with the suicide agent.
mass residue.
What it does is it rips through and it can be larger underneath than it is from the top surface.
Scrap the whole bed, what are you doing?
If we can't properly clean something, obviously, we have to remove it and dispose of it as medical waste.
Sometimes the crew must remove.
Have you figured out what the suicide was yet? What was used?
Slit his wrist or some shit.
Other times, they try to shield survivors from even more heartbreak.
We take high-powered lights and check and recheck to make sure that we have everything, so that when the family comes in, they don't have to deal with something unexpected. We're looking for if there was any overspray of blood, any tissue, teeth. It could be anything. There's times where you found actual body parts, whether it be a nose or somebody, they shot themselves in their eye.
Right there.
Did I miss my evidence? Piece of the skull, tells me he shot himself.
You have to search everything in the area to make sure that there isn't anything left behind.
Louise has been cleaning up after death for 11 years. It's a profitable business. Lately, her son Matt has been helping his mom in the field. To support herself and her started out working on contract with the local medical examiner's office to transport the bodies.
To be honest with you, I didn't think it could. However, I turned around and at one point I said, yeah, we'll give it a shot. We tried it, but we still thought it would just be a little sideline kind of thing. Did not expect that there was much of a need.
But the market for post-mortem cleanup crews grew with surprising speed. The new niche dovetailed with the sideline of releases.
I had another business that right on the inside. And I have to say that if you're going to be cleaning for a living, this is definitely more satisfying than being a maid.
Amid her heavy schedule, with its inherent sadness, Louise tried to stay upbeat.
The best part of my job is having people say what a difference we made. People really have gratitude for what you do. After they're in those situations, they realize what it would be like if they had to do it, and they're really grateful.
It's more than 10 minutes.
That's because Keegan was going forward.
Get out of here.
Don't blame it on Keegan.
Thank you.
Any questions, answers, guys? I'll go with the answers, hopefully. Any
yeah,
questions?
sure. Did you want me to email that thing to you?
Email it to me and then I'll print out enough copies for everybody if anyone's
That
interested.
number, that number, you actually go to that.
Okay,
-1.
perfect. Thank you, Ron.
Perfect.
Next, Keegan.
Take me out,
Great
babe.
job.
I'll go next.
Hey,
So
Ron.
just hit the escape button on the
Who
keyboard.
happy to get a video going? Nice job, Ron.
Now I get to wait for you.
Who happy to get a video going, Ron?
Thank you very much.
Problem.
Okay, guys, who's gonna go next?
I'll go third. I wanna go
The
third.
board order, who wants these?
I ain't got one, bro.
You smile too much. Don't look at him as your presentation.
And what that? Because I can't.
Right?
Yeah.
Mine
Don't
is
look
gonna
at
be
this guy.
shitty.
Don't look at this guy, okay? This guy smiles too much. He throws you off your game.
In another room.
Don't look at him.
He throws you off your game, man. You can't help it. You got the
Mine sucks.
bright, you got the bright teeth going on. It just brings you right to it.
Good job there, Ron.
Left?
Yeah,